Welcome back. Here we are. We are returning. It is October. Welcome to the Messy Success Podcast. I am your host, Elizabeth Henson. You guys, this episode is just going to be like chock full of updates, growth, our new strategies. I don't even know. I'm just going to give you guys the entire update of what has happened in the last few months. I know that in episode 71, we went over my 5 pillars of community management. We got so much great feedback about that episode. So now I'm going to continue that conversation and let you know the latest and greatest over here at Elizabeth Henson Co., the Messy Success Podcast, all the things. So let's get started. All right, I am feeling super pumped about this episode. And I don't even know why. I just love sharing the journey with you guys. And for some reason, this has become the place in my business that I just share everything kind of in real time as we're going through it, what it all looks like. A lot of times there's a ton of uncertainty on this podcast. And, I want it to be a place that you can come and leave with actionable tips. Of course. And I think there's so much opportunity for that when you're just watching someone in the weeds, in the thick of the growth, the failures. Like, that's the best way to learn. For some reason lately, I've been describing it as like just this tumbleweed effect, right? Where we're just this tumbleweed blowing in the wind, trying to figure it out. And for the first time, things are feeling really crystal clear and easy, if I dare say. But you guys know that light and easy is one of my core values. And we're always asking the question of, how can this be light and easy for me and or the team, but also provide the best experience possible, for our customers and clients? We're always asking that question. That doesn't mean we always succeed. Not everything is easy. It might be easy, but it might not be driving the results that we want. And I think we have finally hit the jackpot. And when I say the jackpot, I'm not talking about dollars. I just mean it's all making sense. So let me elaborate on that. Since we talked last, we have created an amazing freebie. And it's just a simple guide that includes 25 conversation starters for your Facebook group. And also some ways to get some screenshot-worthy responses, which is amazing. And this really came about because, I've been helping some of these larger companies with their Facebook groups. And I'm learning that the majority of our posts can be short and it can be a question. And that is what people really love. People like asking or answering questions. They like talking about themselves. So I came up with this list of engagement driving posts. They're tested, they're proven. It's all in the work that I've been doing over the last 6 months. And I knew it was something that could really help people because that's something that people are constantly asking. How do I get more engagement inside my Facebook group or on my Instagram account, whatever that might be? And I feel like I have a solution to a problem, which is what business is, right? Is finding solutions for problems. And where I've always struggled in the past is like just being specific enough, right? Sure, I get business coaching clients. Sure, I have an amazing membership called Shine Light Society. But the marketing side of things has always been so uphill for me. And it's because, I'm super generalized. Like, I can help all of you creative women out there, right? And of course, that is still true. And of course, it's still what I love to do. But I was really having trouble in my marketing articulating a headache that I can fix. And if you guys have been around the block, when it comes to marketing, it's all about whose headache can we fix? So this free guide has allowed us to fix a headache. And to take it a step further, when you're thinking about these free things that you can offer your audience, to give them tremendous value. Like, people are getting this guide and they're saying this should be like paid. You could be charging money for this. And of course, that's not our intention. I just for once wanted a kick-ass freebie. Like, I have great freebies, don't get me wrong, but they've just never built up the momentum because, again, I just don't think they solved a specific enough problem. Where this takes a problem and it solves it, and it will double someone's engagement in 2 weeks. And I'm just laughing. I'm really laughing at how easy it was. Like, where have I been? What have I been doing? But it's so joyful, the journey. It's so joyful. And while, yes, I wish that I had figured this out way faster, I love that I get to look back on this, 9-year journey of entrepreneurship and just be able to point to this moment where everything got clearer and got easier. And by the time this episode goes live, we're going to have another 2 weeks or so under our belt where I bet things have grown even more. So this freebie, got us to the 100 lead mark very quickly. And the best part is I'm barely talking about it on my social media. I'm not in my Instagram, promoting it, marketing it. It has taken off organically, which is amazing. And I am doing a lot of trial and error with some Facebook ads, to be continued on that. You guys know I'll share it with you. I think we might have finally gotten them working. Jana Bishop has been helping me. She does an amazing ads in an hour. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that at the end. But that has always been this really fearful place for me, right? I always just felt like I was throwing my money away, so I never really leaned into ads. And I think we're finally getting there. So that's a win. But to continue on with what my business is actually doing, we have this awesome free guide, and then here's the kicker. It joins up with our new Facebook group, which is called the Community Builder. So you can find that Facebook group just by searching the Community Builder. There we are. And I did this for a couple reasons because I've been inside these other businesses helping them with their Facebook groups. And I was like, this is a little crazy that I'm not doing this for myself. I finally systematized it. I kind of cracked a little bit of a code. It's slower for some, faster for others. And I'll do another episode on what that is. But I just was like, I should be doing this for myself. I'm on Facebook all day, every day. Okay, that was an exaggeration. But a lot. And that's where I want to be. I really enjoy sitting at my computer and being social in that way a lot more than I'm beginning to enjoy, or enjoy. Oh my goodness. A lot more than I used to. And I'm kind of getting away from being on Instagram all the time. And it's not really that I don't like Instagram. This is not to hate on Instagram. It's that I'm just tired of being on my phone. And Instagram's not the same experience from the computer. And Facebook groups are community. They are set up for community. And for me, Instagram feels more like a stage. I love both, but I thrive in the community space. So it's just Facebook is having a much higher ROI for me than Instagram. And then on top of that, I enjoy it more. Actually, one probably causes the other, right? I enjoy it more, so I get a better ROI. That probably makes more sense. Let's go with that. So I just decided I need to do this for myself. And now that I've done all this research for all these other businesses, it is time to have a free group and kind of stick with it, right? We've had the messy squad around the podcast. And I've done pop-up groups. I've done VIP groups for my photography clients. So I've been around the block when it comes to free groups, but to be transparent, I never stuck with it. I didn't continue like to power through when things got hard or busy or people weren't responding or engagement was low. It just always felt like the low man on the totem pole. So it was always the first to go when, I hit capacity in my business. But this time around, it's different because it aligns so beautifully with my freebie. And this is what's so great about this. So I hope if you're listening that you're going to hear and walk away with how easy this is. So you create an amazing freebie. It could be a video, a PDF. It could be anything that provides value to your audience, your customers, your potential clients. And then you lead them into the Facebook group from that freebie. And also, when they enter the Facebook group, they can also download the freebie. So you have the questions to enter. And sorry, I'm getting a little into the nitty-gritty of Facebook here. But you know how you have the questions to enter. So in those questions to enter, you'll say like, hey, have you downloaded my guide? Not necessarily you have to download it to enter. That's up to you guys. I decided just to kind of put it there and make it available to people. But the beautiful thing is people, like, it's so much easier for people in my circle to share my Facebook group than my freebie for some reason. They don't have to go looking for the link. They can tag me. They can copy and paste the URL of the community builder, and you can get organic people into your group also by making it searchable. So I called it the community builder for entrepreneurs, course creators, something like that, so that it'll be super searchable. That's another way to drive organic traffic into your Facebook groups. So it becomes that there's 2 entry points to the same place. The place is me. Hello. But there's 2 entry points. You can download the freebie, which you might find in my email signature. You might have gotten an email, blast about to my entire email list, sharing about it on social here and there. My friends are talking about it. You're going to find that, however. And then that takes you to the Facebook group. Or you're going to find out about the Facebook group. Maybe a friend invited you. My people are amazing and they're inviting their friends. So you land on the Facebook group and then you get this opportunity to also download the free guide. Wow. So there's 2 ways to get to the same destination. And then because you've created this awesome freebie, that gives you content for your group. So mine is the 25 conversation starters. So one thing that I could do, I'm actually using the group slightly different, but for the sake of, giving you guys this golden nugget, that's 25 different conversations that I can have inside my Facebook group. And I can even have the conversations about why this post does well or why it doesn't. So I've shared a little bit of that. Like, here's a post that did well in a group. Here's why this is a great question to ask. It gets members talking about themselves. You get to learn about your members and start documenting important facts about them. And the more you know about them, the better you can serve them, which is why these conversation starters are so great, because they teach you about your members. And the more you know, the better you can serve. So now the Facebook group isn't just a little Facebook group for fun. Your Facebook group has become your lead generation machine. And not only that, but it's your market research. It's a place where your people can know, like, and trust you. It's another touch point. So now you've got your email list, your social media, and your Facebook group. Oh my God, you're probably like, I do not want to do all of that. But when we learn for those things to cohabitate and all be talking about the same thing, it becomes so much easier to have them all going. For example, my newsletter now, I'm able to send out and say, here's what's going on inside the community builder. Here are quick action items that I have shared that you can do in 5 minutes. And I link them to the community builder. And that way we're driving traffic back into the Facebook group from the emails. Because people are busy and I don't want them to miss that I showed them how to optimize their personal profile, right? Like that is a good tip that I don't want them to miss. So we can say it over and over because somebody missed it. And then it just gives us more touch points. So that's in a nutshell where we are up to this point. Is we've gotten the freebie, we've set up the Facebook group, we have hit over 100 people, which is super exciting. I have done that in my business before, but never so fast. And that's what is like really fueling my fire right now, is just that this is taking off quickly. I'm like, I can do a happy dance over here, you guys. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to share is a little bit more about the agency that we talked about in episode 71, I believe it was. So my dream that is in progress is to build this community management agency and be able to serve a lot of these businesses that are finding me that have Facebook groups. And when I first got started at like 4 or 5 months ago, I really viewed this as like a super elite kind of service, right? But in the last 24 hours, I'm starting to really see how it can still serve people, but be profitable for us in a smaller capacity. And this is all happening through trial and error. But long story short, we're going to have like 3 different ways, that you can kind of have this done for you Facebook group experience. Whether you want the high level consulting or whether you kind of just want the done for you community manager who gives you weekly reports and data and content ideas, right? And I don't think there's a lot of people doing that in the Facebook group specific space. We'll see. And you can tell that I'm still learning like what this is all going to look like. And what I wanted to share with you guys, though, about like the Facebook group expert, right? So I just got a message this morning that was like, so I saw in a group that you're the Facebook group expert. And I was like, well, I'm actually like community and leadership, but that's what I use to help people grow their Facebook groups. And that's why this all feels so in alignment for me. I don't really want to be known as the Facebook group expert because I know how to use all their features and, I know how the algorithm works, and I don't really want to be known for the technical side of Facebook. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's the same thing that when I started teaching other photographers, like I wasn't really in love with how to use the camera, like teaching them how to use the camera. I was in love with showing them possibility and seeing their eyes light up with that moment where they realized that they can make money doing this. There's a difference, right? Like I want to work with like the world changing piece. And to me, like algorithms and technology, which buttons to push, that doesn't like fuel my fire in that world changing way as like leadership and community building. But with the right leadership and community building skills, paired with learning how to gather data, learn about your members, how to attach an ROI, to your Facebook group. Now you combine those forces and it's pretty awesome. So yes, in a way, I'm kind of becoming like the Facebook group person, but what I'm truly delivering is, the community building and leadership that people need in order to show up in their Facebook group in the best way possible and invite people on the mission and cast the vision, right? But now that I know all these other pieces, how to optimize your group for search, how to optimize your personal profile so people are clicking over to your business, how to attach your freebie to your Facebook group. Like these are cool things that I now know that can be systematized. And that's the next big announcement. Since I have figured out how to systematize all of these things, we are putting them into, I hate to use the word course, but an experience. It's a course, but it's an experience. It's a dashboard, a community management dashboard that has everything you need if you're a solopreneur to plug and play your own community management systems and then maybe hire your own person. Or if you already have a team and you want to hire a community manager, this will have everything you need to just pass off to your team, all the way up to the job description for the perfect community manager, the spreadsheets that you need to track your data, email templates on customer retention. We are talking like the gold mine of community management and customer service, you guys. So that is going to be called the Community Growth Lab. You will be able to join the wait list for that. I don't have it at this exact moment, so we will put it in the show notes for you. And again, this is episode 73. So because I'm recording ahead of time for the first time in my life, believe it or not, no, not really the first time, pretty close. We will have that information in the show notes for you, how to get on the wait list for the Community Growth Lab. And again, this is not something that I'm creating like, oh, I want to create a course. It has never been in the cards or the dreams for me to create a course. However, I saw a gap. I saw a problem that I could solve in a way that I could help people with that DIY option. So now the community management agency has the DIY option. And then we have, the done for you option, which is kind of important in the service space. There's a lot of people that want to do it themselves, and there's a lot of people that want the white glove, do it for me approach. So I'm doing it more out of automation so that I don't have to repeat these systems and processes over and over and over. They're all available in one spot. So I'm doing it to make business simpler, but it also happens to be an opportunity to help people. So that's all really exciting too. So did I tell you guys this was going to be crazy or what? And I think I will wrap it up there. I would love just to kind of hear you guys' feedback. Does this interest you? Do you have a Facebook group? Do you dream of having a Facebook group? Did this inspire you to start one or to reignite yours? You can grab the guide that I was mentioning at bit.ly/the community builder. Or just go, like I said, search for the community builder on Facebook, and you can also find the guide right there and the questions to enter the group. But bit.ly/the community builder. That's the easiest way. Or of course, you can just go to my website at elizabethhenson.co. Oh, and then I also wanted to continue that shout out to Jana Bishop, who has the Ads in an Hour program. And again, you guys, such a sticky point in my business. Facebook ads have been my nemesis. I have been ready to scale so many things. I mean, if you even go back to my very first little digital program, which was the Find Your Five Mastermind, or some of these online, how to start your email list workshop, they all worked and they all had incredible conversion rates on paper, right? So if 40 people signed up, 12 would show up live, 2 to 3 would buy, that's great. But I was never able to scale anything. And I always kind of gave up, right? Or just moved on to the next idea because I'm a visionary. I love ideas. And it's so much more natural for me to just generate new ideas and help people like the tumbleweed that I am than to really stick with something when it gets hard. That sounds terrible. We should always power through. But all of that got me here, which is what's so awesome. But I just have always really had this fear for Facebook ads, and I've tried learning from so many different people, hiring so many different people, and it just never worked. And it's not Facebook ads to blame. It's not the people I worked with to blame. It is literally how simple this freebie is and the fact that it solves a problem. That's what's different. It's not that, Facebook ads didn't work for me. It's just that my messaging and my offers were a little bit too broad, too generalized. But they were still very, very successful. Like I said, if you do the data, and you should always know your numbers in your business, everyone I talk to is like, these are great. You just got to get more people, right? Like instead of 40 people on a webinar, you got to try to get 1,000. Anyways, I won't stick in my share my how hard my journey has been, because it's so relative and different for everyone. And I think if you've been listening to this podcast, the entire time, I think the common thread here is I'm always grateful and I'm always learning. And I'm not afraid to share the learning stuff with you. I'm not afraid of like, oh my gosh, what if in 6 months the agency fails and I look like an idiot on my podcast? Like that never crosses my mind, because I'm just learning, and all I'm doing is sharing with you guys like that I'm learning, and I'm having so much fun in the process. Like when have I ever showed up here and been like, I'm not having fun in my business? Like it's so fun. The failures, if you want to call them that, Facebook ads were not fun. I'll be honest there. Facebook ads were not fun. That's why I've put it off so long. They're still not fun, but we kind of do hard things, but it's become so much simpler because this solves a problem, which I know I'm repeating, but I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so honored to hold this space and have this podcast. One more fun fact I want to share with you guys. So the podcast is obviously called the Messy Success Podcast. And my team and I were like, how are we going to fit this into this community builder type of thing? So my 5-step process that I mentioned in episode 71 is actually, we found the acronym, is that the right thing to call it? So that the 5 steps actually spell out messy. So it's like the messy framework for your community building, so that we can still tie all of those fun branding things together. So I just thought that was a fun fact, that my team is always thinking in that way. I've always wanted to tie all the pieces together. Shine the Light Society is going to fit right into the mix as well, because in the welcome module, when we talk about my core values, obviously shining the light is one of my core values. So all the things that I've been doing that we're going to continue to do, which is Shine the Light Society, the Messy Success Podcast, and now the agency, the community builder and growth lab piece. But it's all going to tie in together a little bit better than it has in the past, which just feels really good. And we're just going to get rid of everything else. We're going to cut the weight everywhere else. But thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you next time. Let me know if you got anything from this episode. Don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes. We took a little break, so I would love to get everything revved back up. And I will see you guys soon.